fluffy Raiders jacket in the car. Hello and welcome to Sears Workway Oval for this round 10 clash of the Bloomers Lawyers Canberra Raiders Cup. We have the Queanbeyan Kangaroos currently in 6th position up against the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs in 2nd position. We're here at the midway point of the season, a match between a side that's still finding their form and a side that's enjoying a great run of it. It's time for both these sides to show whether they fall into the contenders or pretenders category for this season. With me in the commentary box to start off things, John Croyder, welcome.
G'day, Sonny. Great to be here, and as you said, it should be a really good game between two sides. We're not too short. We're going to see the Bulldogs coming off 2 byes, and then the Roos just been a little bit patchy in their form, but they're always pretty strong at home.
Yeah, this is the midway point of the season. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Give me a grade for both of these sides to date.
So I'd say for the Bulldogs, I'll probably go B+. Been pretty good. Just had a few games there where they've just struggled if the tempo hasn't been, if they haven't been controlling the pace of the ruck. Roos, probably a C-. I expected them to be in the top 4 at this time of the season. They've been brilliant in patches. They've always got a good 20 minutes in every game, but they've also got a bad 20 minutes in them as well. So I'm expecting the Roos to improve as the season goes on. They normally are pretty strong around this time of the year. So we'll see what we've got, but that's what my grades would be. You definitely put me on the spot though.
So these two teams, they did meet in round 1 at Workers Arena. It was a victory of the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs, 34 points to 14 on that occasion. If we have a look at these two sides and what they're coming off, Queanbeyan are coming off a 28-16 loss last week to Tuggeranong. a closer scoreline than probably what the game indicated. It was 16 points all, I think, with 20 to play. They were outscored 7 tries to 3. The major issue, I guess, they'll take from that game is the fact that every single try was scored on either edge.
Yeah, so the Roos, one of the big things with the Roos is, apart from that game against Tuggeranong and that game against Goulburn to start the season, every other loss has been between about 2 to 4 points. They haven't been far off it, but it's all about the competition points that you're picking up. And there's been a bit of a reshuffle in the back line. Interestingly, the winger, Jonah Latu, moves into the prop. So a little bit of a reshuffle at the back there, and obviously Reece Robinson missing due to international duty with Lebanon as they're taking on Fiji today.
Yeah, this is a great test to see just how far they've progressed over the last month. As you mentioned, they have shown considerable improvement, and we'll touch on a few reasons as to why we think that's happened. We heard from Lockie Ingram early this week on the CRRL podcast. Lockie Ingram, he moved to halfback. I think it was in round 3 or round 4 this season. I think he came off the bench here against West Belconnen, and he excelled in that position. He may be a reluctant halfback, but he's certainly doing the job right.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. I was a bit surprised when he said he's like, I don't enjoy it as much as hooker, because he looks like he's enjoying his footy, and it feels like he's just controlling everything. Like everything he touches has been turned into goal from what I've been seeing. He's been outstanding. He was a dominant player a couple of years ago in the 18s. Started finding his feet in first grade last year, and now he's the halfback. A reluctant one, but a very good one. Yeah,
may just be the catalyst for their improved form. 3 wins from their last 5 games and a couple of close losses. For the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs, as you mentioned, they are fresh from the bye. They do have the reputation of being one of the most physical and fast football sides in the league. Went through a slight mid-season slump with losses against the Bushies and Warriors, but 3 wins in their last 4 games, and they're currently averaging 41 points per game in attack for the season, and also have the best defence in the league. So they're certainly putting their hands up as premiership contenders.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when you've got, Mitch Cornish and you've got Tyler Cornish waiting in the wings, you're going to be a premiership contender. I think the big thing for both these teams is probably their forward packs. If you look at the two sides, that's probably where you'd say the weakness is for both of them. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins that battle. That's going to go a long way to winning the game today.
As we await kick-off, we'll quickly go through the team lineups. There are a couple changes to both sides. For the Queanbeyan Kangaroos, Brian Cronin is at fullback. Kane Bagora, Daniel Watt makes his first game of the year debut in the centres. Jeremiah Simbican, Whanua Tonga round up the back line. Trey Williams and Lockie Ingram in the halves. Jordan Bradley, James Elric, Jonah Latu, Nukarua Nagiri, Josh Ayres and Troy Wiley wind up the starting side with Jake Kiley, Simeone Latu, Jason Turnbull and Bailey Hitchcock on the bench. For the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs, Cooper O'Connor, Stephen Cummins, Chris Hart, Dylan Rodder, Lab To'unga, Mitch Cornish, Nick Cornish, Matt Martin, James Orbison, Tyson Greenwood, Izzy Titter, Matthew Warboys, Connor Brebner in the starting lineup, Angus Marshall, Adam Anthony, Mitchell Atkinson and Michael Dodson on the bench. As we are underway here at Sears Workway Oval, with the Bulldogs getting first use of the ball, just inside their own 20-metre zone. That's Tyson Greenwood with the ball. Working it up, Orbison out of dummy half, an early kick. Slipped as he put the kick in. Collected there by Brian Cronin. First kick of the afternoon from James Orbison. He kicked a 40-20 last season. He scored a try, had a try assist next to his name. Certainly be the key to shutting down this Goulburn Arsenal attack. It's Whanua Tonga with an early hit up. Takes it inside the opposition half. Continue further to the left-hand side, heading further towards centre field, taken in a 3-man tackle. Early attacking opportunity for the Roos. Trey Williams finds Simbican. Simbican dummies once, gets on the outside. The ball finds its way into touch. The pass not quite going to hand. And the opportunity lost on this occasion for the Roos. Good early signs for them. Bit of early ball movement. On that occasion, Jeremiah Simbican. Pass doesn't go to hand. They're going to need to take their opportunities against this Goulburn Workers side. As I mentioned in the pre-game, averaging 40 points per game so far this season. As Nick Cornish feeds the scrum. Back underway through, I believe that's Jordan Warboys. Back up to the 40-metre zone now. Heading up towards halfway. Slow play the ball, Orbison in dummy half. He goes to the left-hand side to Mitch Cornish. He dabs a kick through, but it's taken on the full there by Whanuatonga. Brings it back into the line. Picks his team up an extra 10 metres. They'll start this set just inside their own 30. Aldrich at dummy half. He finds, I think that's Danny Watt. It is. Now Aldrich at dummy half goes on to Jordan Bradley. Up to the halfway now. Aldrich looks to the right-hand side, goes that way. Finds Lockie Ingram. Dabs his kick through. He does find ground. His ball holds up just ahead of the in goal. Taken on that left-hand side for the Bulldogs. They'll start their set just outside the 10. Good kick from Lockie Ingram. Good overall set from the Roos. And Steve Cummins who plays the ball and try to steal a few metres out of dummy half. Not a lot forthcoming on that occasion for Chris Hart. This is Taunga. Just short of the 40-metre line. Orbison waiting at half. Finds Mitch Cornish from inside the 40. Hasn't quite got the angle on this, and Whanuatonga in good position to take this one on the full and wind up and charge back into the defensive line. He's got to be wary of the sideline. So the Roos players asking for a penalty, and they get it. Ball deemed to have been stripped. So they'll get an early penalty here, the Roos. Another early attacking opportunity inside Gungahlon's half. Back underway. And again, straight away off the tap restart, Roos showing a bit of enterprise. They did this a couple of times last week against Tuggeranong. Weren't afraid to throw the ball around early on, particularly off a tap restart as they come down this blind side. Trey Williams, good little pop ball up for Jeremiah Simbican, who's tackled there. And it comes further back towards the right. This is the number 16 for the Roos. We might have had a slight change to the starting lineup. That's Jason Turnbull. Now on to Nagiri. 10 metres out now from the goal line. Golden opportunity for the Roos. Lockie Ingram, good ball. Finds its way out to the winger for Whanuatonga. He puts a foot into touch though. Disappointed with the result, but the gameplay wasn't wrong. So again, some nice early attacking enterprise from the Roos. It's another attacking opportunity that comes up with nothing. So wait this scrum to go down. Just 10 metres out from their own goal line. Bulldogs no real attacking opportunities as of yet. Giving them it's a matter of time before they get an opportunity. So slow play the ball from Rhoda. Now some heavy contact over the top by Jordan Bradley. Now Orbison back towards centre field through Taunga. Tries to get an offload away. He holds on to it. Probably rightfully so. It's another slow play the ball though. The defensive line will be set. Orbison out of dummy half. Goes short to Tyson Greenwood. Mitch Cornish from inside his own half. Puts this one high into the air. Whanuatonga might have misread it. He has. He's put the ball down. And the Bulldogs with their first attacking opportunity in this half. What have they got? Come out to Matt Martin now. Just takes this one into the line. The attacking structure takes form. Orbison barking instructions now. You get a penalty. Too slow to get up off the tackle. So Orbison just look to take the quick tap here. Finds Nick Cornish. Out the back to Mitch. Mitch comes out to Dylan Rodder. Broke down a little bit. He just needs a little bit of opportunity, does Dylan Rodder. Big, strong centre. Orbison goes short out to Greenwood. Greenwood driven back and picked up in a strong tackle. Simbican involved with two others. Josh Ayres, the other one. It's good defence from the Roos. Orbison out to Nick Cornish. Finds brother Mitch. Good short ball. It's well held in the end by Izzy Titter. Mitch Cornish goes down the blind side. This is Chris Hart. Taking just a few metres short of the goal line. Nick Cornish goes himself. He's already got 6 tries for the season. Of course, brother Mitch sitting just in front of him on 8. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. They go short, and what an easy try that is. Tyson Greenwood, you will not score an easier try in first grade. We'll just wait and see. We've got time called off. Just see if the referee cares to have a chat with his touchline official. And we've got a lost ball. Interesting. Might have been from the play the ball, or can't imagine Tyson Greenwood having put that down in the grounding. And given it's a scrum feed and not a handover, I would say the ball was lost in the play the ball before Tyson Greenwood was able to score the try. They get out of jail on that occasion, the Roos. Looked very, very simple for Tyson Greenwood. They have to shore up that defence. They're going to be a chance of taking the 2 competition points today. So we see them work it out of their own end. This is Jordan Bradley. Beg your pardon, Josh Ayres. Gets a good quick play the ball away. Look at the difference it makes. Jeremiah Simbican steals an extra 10 metres. They're out to their 40 now. Aldrich goes to Trey Williams. This kick is from inside the 40. Straight down the middle, though. He finds open grass. Yeah, it's a good kick chase from the Roos. So not a bad set considering they were starting from inside their own 10. Now it's the Bulldogs' turn to do some hard work in their own half. Mitch Cornish at dummy half. He comes to this left-hand side. I think that might be Steve Cummins. It's Chris Hart, beg your pardon. We're out to the 40 now. James Orbison, he sees an opportunity down this left-hand side. It was good quick hands from Mitch Cornish. Finds Izzy Titter again. It's a good combination on that left-hand side. Is he a little bit slow to his feet? Mitch Cornish, he puts the kick up. A little bit cramped for space on that blind side. It's taken rather comfortably, but hit, and a good shot by Tyson Greenwood. Throws him around like a rag doll for good measure. It's a good kick chase from the Bulldogs. This is Pagura. Out to the 40. In fact, it wasn't. It was number 16, Jason Turnbull. Once again, this is Simbican. Can he get on the outside? It'll be 6 again here for the Roos. Little touch there from Lab to Unga Unga. Pagura dummy half. Comes back to Trey Williams, who finds the lock, Troy Wiley. Up to the 40-metre line, another attacking opportunity for the Roos. What have they got this time? Josh Ayres goes out the back to Lockie Ingram. He can't get the pass away, so he takes the tackle inside the 40. Aldrich out to this right-hand side through Nagiri. Can he get an offload away? He can. Ball was not the best one of Troy Wiley. He does his best with it. Picks up a couple extra metres. Aldrich on to Williams. Turns it back on the inside. It's a good pass. It's a great pass. Can he get it away? Josh Ayres. He doesn't need to. Josh Ayres with the opening try here at Sears Workway Oval. Barnstorming run from the second rower. Off the back of some enterprising play from the Roos. See a bit of a scuffle involved after the try's been scored. Doesn't take anything away from the effort from Josh Ayres. And some of the early attacking ball from the Queanbeyan Roos. Good start for the Roos after 11 minutes. They go ahead 4-0. Well, they had to turn some of this possession into points. Definitely had the better of the opportunities between the two sides. Important they turn some of those into points. It'll be Lockie Ingram to kick goals once again today. Did kick a very important goal a couple of weeks ago against the Belconnen United Sharks. He kicked the match winner. We're down by a point, in controversial circumstances albeit. He lines this one up. Closer to the sideline than he'd probably like, but we've seen him kick them from all angles. Strikes this one nicely. Straight over the black dot. So we go to 6-0 in favour of the Roos over the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs. After 13 minutes gone here at Sears Workway Oval. And back underway. This kick-off is not the deepest. Eventually they work their way out. Just 20 metres out from their own goal line. Hard work being done by a lot of these Queanbeyan Roos backs early on. And as you said, Jason Turnbull, he's started this game by the looks of things. It's been impressive. A couple of early touches. Now Jordan Bradley. Very good for them throughout the season. The Queanbeyan Roos side really just starting to click over the last month or so. Another good kick from James Aldrich. Might have been touched there. Like he wasn't close to the sideline was Steve Cummins. It's another good kick chase from the Roos. So they're doing all the little things right early on in this half. This is Chris Hart. Not a lot of ground on offer for the Goulburn backs. There's Matt Martin. Takes it into the line. He does manage to bump off one. Orbison. Gives it off short. Now out to the 40. That was the number 13 for them, Connor Brebner, who's starting today. And this kick out in the full, though. So, again, all the pressure starting to tell for the Bulldogs. We heard Lockie Ingram earlier on in the week on the podcast just talk about the importance of getting over the top of these the Goulburn Workers forwards. And so far, it's been very positive from the likes of Josh Ayres and Jason Turnbull, Jordan Bradley. All been very impressive early on. Simbican from the scrum feed. Looks to get on the outside. He does get a ball away to Danny Watt. Got to stay inside, though. He does. He's taken there by Dylan Rodder. That's a size mismatch if ever I've seen one. Now Aldrich turns it back on the inside for Turnbull. Again, taken in another one-on-one tackle, this time by Greenwood. Aldrich goes to Wiley, out to Lockie Ingram. Turns it back on the inside. The ball's put down. Eventually the ref sees the knock-on. And that opportunity goes down for the Roos, but as I mentioned before, they're not afraid to throw the ball around today. See a couple of the players just on their haunches. The referee calls time off. Just wait and see who it is that's down. I think it's Brian Cronin. Played a bit of fullback last week, despite being named in the number 3 jersey. I think he and Kane Pagura swapped positions a couple times. He's certainly impressed. We know he's got the speed. He's got 5 tries for the season, Brian Cronin. Interested to see how he develops at fullback as the season goes on. So the scrum fed by the Bulldogs. There's Titter off the scrum feed. 25 metres out from the goal line. Orbison, a dummy half, goes to Tyson Greenwood. Might feel a little hard done by that he didn't have the first try of the match. Orbison goes out to Connor Brebner. And Orbison again out to Matt Martin. Up to the halfway now. It's better meterage for the Bulldogs. And Mitch Cornish Puts this one through, dabs it over, he finds open grass again. We're looking for it to hold up. It does for Tonga. He's had a quiet year for Tonga, yet to register a try so far for the Roos. He's looked busier early on in this game. Simbikin with the next hit up. He had a good shot over the top. He's very good at getting a quick play of the ball, Jeremiah Simbikin. It's definitely a feature of his game as we see a good run out of dummy half by Danny Watt. Now the kick from inside the 40 from Trey Williams. Has he got the angle? He certainly got the distance. This is a massive kick. In fact, it might just be too big. It is. That's from inside the 40 and that ball's still travelling. There's not really any sort of breeze out here at Sears Workwear. That kick was kicked from well inside his 40 and has gone dead quite comfortably. Not the result they wanted, but maybe just a warning shot by Trey Williams that he's got a 40-20 in him. Regardless, it's a 7-tackle set for the Bulldogs. This is Dylan Rotter. Again, he takes a lot of pressure off his forwards. Now Tyson Greenwood with a dummy. Dummy and go. No one buying it. Might have been taken just beyond the horizontal there by Josh Ayres. The referee says it's okay. Now another offload. James Orbison now to Nick Cornish. He tries to get on the outside. He can't on this occasion. Such a threat with his running game, Nick Cornish. Orbison. Out to Greenwood. Just another settler into the line. Still a tackle to spare here for the Bulldogs. Which way do they go? They come to the right. Nick Cornish dummies and goes himself. The halfback tackled on last. You'd assume this would go to Mitch Cornish. It comes to this right-hand side, though. James Orbison, a good cut-out pass to Dylan Rotter, but he puts it down. I think the pass was forward anyway. There's something a little bit different from the Bulldogs. Nick Cornish tackled on last. Mitch Cornish lined up to the left. Jimmy Orbison seeing an opportunity on the right-hand side. And if you can get Dylan Rotter one-on-one with your centre, you expect something's going to happen. And he's got that special play in him. But the Roos defend stoutly once again. Now a bit of hard work to do inside their own 20. See Nikarua Nagiri wrestling his way to steal an extra couple of metres. Over the top there by Brebner and Greenwood. Now Izzy Titter out in the line, rushed out to try to put a hit on. Bounced off them, now inside the 40. Aldrich, who's looking for an early kick. Might have been looking for a 40-20. And this kick, it looks like it's going to find touch, is it? Or it's gone out in the full? Yes, I think it's gone out in the full. Yeah, a little bit of confusion there as to what he wanted to do, or if his players knew what was happening. Looked like a couple of them got in his way. He was well inside his 40 when he shaped a kick. He was well outside of it when he did put in the kick. He was going down that blind side. Didn't have a lot of room to work with. We'll wait to see if that backfires. There's a real opportunity here for the Bulldogs now. Inside the opposition half. Orbison from the scrum feed. Out to Matt Warboys. Tackled inside the 40-metre zone. Orbison goes to the left-hand side. This looks like Michael Dodson, who might be on the field now. The forever young prop forward. What a player he's been for them. Cornish goes short to Greenwood. He almost pokes his nose through. He's got white line fever, does Tyson Greenwood. He's had one taken off him already. Orbison goes to the left to Brebner. Takes 4 to bring him down. Inside the 10 metre, and inside the 10 metres now. Slow play the ball. The referee says get up and play it. Orbison goes himself. We know he loves a dart. Just a metre short of the goal line now. Last tackle. Nick Cornish at dummy half. He finds brother Mitch. He just tosses it away to Dylan Rotter. He knocks it backwards. Still last tackle. Dylan Rotter with the ball. Can he get it away? He can't. And once again, the Roos defence holds out. Well, they caught with the ball in hand once again on last tackle, the Bulldogs. A number of attacking opportunities lost inside the Roos 20. This has been a much improved defensive start from the Roos in this game. Conceded 7 tries last week to the Bushrangers. A 28-16 loss. Good shot from James Orbison, but he hasn't gotten up yet. He's trying to get to his feet. He's very groggy as Lockie Ingram darts out a dummy half. He might have lost his ball. Referee says penalty. Referee rules on the strip. We'll just keep an eye on Jimmy Orbison. Be a big loss if he were to have to go off for the Bulldogs. So much of their craft and enterprise starts with him at dummy half. But the Roos with the early running in this game. And quick play the balls. On that occasion, Lockie Ingram scoots himself and earns his side a penalty. Now Nagiri gets us back underway inside the 40-metre zone. Who do the Roos look to in attack in this set? Comes further infield now. Oh, taken just. Looked like it might have gone past the horizontal. It did. This is Jake Kiley who's on the field now. We see another penalty go against the Bulldogs. No thoughts of 2 points as they tap and go. It's a good strong run off the tap as well. Troy Wiley with the headgear on. Trey Williams goes out to Simbican. Cuts back on the inside this time. He gets past Rotter. It's another slow play the ball though. Could have been a penalty from James Orbison. Comes back towards the centre. Trey Williams. He's been busy. Out to Troy Wiley. Tackled inside the 10 metres. Aldrich comes down this left side. Williams cut out to Simbican. Simbican puts the ball down though. It's broken down for them again inside the 10. And the structure doesn't look bad from the Roos, but the execution has been a little bit off when they're inside the 20. Certainly had the large share of possession in this first half. We're 24 minutes in. 6-0 the scoreline. Given they've had 4 or 5 attacking opportunities on this Bulldogs line, you'd almost expect them to at least been another try in front. Some impressive touches early on though from the likes of Simbican, and Trey Williams has been very good. And again defensively, the Roos muscling up. Leading the way on that occasion, Jake Kiley, Jeremiah Simbican. And again they drive him back. The referee calls hell, but there's no ground on offer at all for the Bulldogs. Inside their own 10-metre zone. Look at the Roos swarm. 3 tackles gone already in this set. Orbison out to Dodson. He knows only one way. It's a strong run from him too, and he gets a quick play the ball away. Look at the difference it makes. Taunga now gets some work off his wing. Gets them out to the 40 on last tackle. It's not a bad result in the end for the Bulldogs. Now Mitch Cornish. He puts a little kick over the top. They tripped trying to chase. Unfortunately for the Roos, ball's collected by the fullback for the Bulldogs. It's Cooper O'Connor who ended up with the ball, but the cover defence was there to nullify any danger. Something different from Mitch Cornish. We see a knock on here from the Roos. Well, that's a bit of a momentum killer. It's Jake Kiley with the error on this occasion. On first tackle, in good field position. Still waiting for the Bulldogs team to click into gear in attack. The Roos certainly showing their steel in defence. Not something they're typically renowned for, but we know they're a very tough team to beat here at Sears Workway Oval. Just the one loss so far here this season. It's Dylan Rotter off the scrum feed. Works it inside the 40. Slow play the ball with Josh Ayres over the top. Dylan Rotter didn't like it. Orbison out of dummy half. Goes to the left to the number 17. That's Mitchell Atkinson who's on the field now. Orbison out of dummy half. Goes to Warboys. Just short of the 20-metre zone. Orbison goes left to Nick Cornish. Cornish dummies once. Almost pokes his head through. Inside the 10. Opportunity Bulldogs. Orbison goes left-hand side. Cornish finds the fullback, Connor O'Cooper. Steps back on the inside. There's no way through. Orbison looks to go at the back. Nick Cornish, little grubber through. Will it sit up in the in goal? It's taken there by Trey Williams. He's going to try to get out. He can't do so we'll have a line dropout. Good little kick from Nick Cornish. Earns his team a repeat set. And it's well done from the Roos, and in particular Trey Williams for being back there. A little bit more structured in attack on that occasion, the Bulldogs. As we mentioned before, they are a fast and physical side and probably have the best attacking structure in the league for mine. A very disciplined side with the ball in hand, and Mitch Cornish and James Orbison pulling the strings. Still haven't quite seen it come together in this half. You see a decent kick, drop kick from under the post, go out about 42 metres out. A good shot down low by Troy Wiley. Orbison out of dummy half, goes to Mitch Atkinson. They need points here, the Bulldogs. Mitch Cornish takes the pass from behind him. Cooper O'Connor to Taunga Unga. The ball continues on to Dylan Rota. He's had a few troubles with his hands so far in this game. We see a penalty awarded, but a player held back from the Bulldogs. So we'll get another set of 6 at the Roos line. Pressure starting to mount for this Bulldogs lineup. James Orbison goes to Michael Dodson. This first hit up. Probably averages more than 100 metres a game, Michael Dodson. Orbison to the left-hand side. Nick Cornish goes to Mitch Cornish. What a pass that is from Mitch Cornish to Izzy Titter. Beautiful run from Izzy Titter and a beautiful pass from Mitch Cornish. Levels this game up with a kick to come. 6-4 to the Queanbeyan Roos over the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs, but a beautiful bit of work between Mitch Cornish and Izzy Titter. They get the Goulburn Workers first of the afternoon. Some beautiful line running there from Izzy Titter. You've got a bloke like Mitch Cornish who can make a decision on the spot to either hit his short man or go out the back. 9 out of 10 times he'll choose the right option. This is his 6th try for the season. And we don't keep a try assist tally for the stats. I can guarantee you that Mitch Cornish should be somewhere near the top for the season tally. So we wait to see Christopher Hart, leading point scorer in the league this season. Takes his time with this one, just to the left-hand side of the uprights. Moves in. Pushes this one straight over the black dot. So we have a level ball game with 10 minutes to play in this first half. We're at 6 points all. Conversion by Chris Hart. Try by Izzy Titter. 6 points apiece with 10 minutes to play in this first half. They've done well to hold out for as long as they did, the Roos. Might just be ruining that error that they made. I think it was Jake Kiley with the mistake earlier. As we see an awkward kick-off from the Bulldogs, that's allowed to bounce, and as a result, the Roos up in their face very quickly. Go down the blind side, not a lot doing there. Take a couple extra metres. Izzy Titter again. Again down the blind side they go. So I don't know if there's been any video work done during the week by Adam Kyle and his team. Seem to be targeting this right edge of the Roos more often than not. You see a pass from dummy half. Looked a little bit suspect, but finds its way to Mitch Atkinson. Works his way back up to the halfway on last tackle. He shrugs off the marker. He might have lost this ball when they play the ball. The referee says okay. Yeah, Mitch Cornish puts this kick high. Again, it's allowed to bounce. Danger. Jeremiah Simbican there to cover it. Not sure if that's the game plan, to let the ball bounce off a Mitch Cornish bomb. Again, Simbican gets another quick play, the ball away. On to Brian Cronin now, with a bit of hard work. Now they go down this blind side through Nagiri, but it's Whenua Tonga, and they earn themselves a penalty. This time we've got a player that's been held back, I think. is the call from the referee. Not sure if it was a support runner that was taken out by the Bulldogs. Either way, it's a penalty to the Roos and another golden opportunity to hit back. They'll start this set just inside the opposition 30. Real chance for the Kangaroos. Latu onto Nagiri. Again, it's a set piece off the tap. Restart. Trey Williams. Out to Cronin. Cronin chooses to run himself on this occasion. He's tackled just short of the 20-metre line. Dummy half. Aldrich goes to the 14. That's Jake Kiley. Aldrich goes to Lockie Ingram. Haven't seen him run too often today. This one he takes into the line. Slow play the ball from him though. Aldrich goes himself. Nothing doing either side of him. So it's a wasted play from the number 9. Again, it's a slow play the ball with Orbison over the top. Lockie Ingram finds Trey Williams. He cuts out to go to Simbican. Does well to hold on to it. And oh, well, what a tackle from Dylan Roeder. We talked about it being a size mismatch pre-game. And I think you won't find a better example there for all money. He was in the air, I think, when Roeder came across. It's Danny Watt on this side. Might have thought I'm in here for my first try for the season. Dylan Roeder had other ideas. So the Bulldogs hang on again. Here we talk about the Bulldogs' willingness to go to their left-hand side. It's been a bit the same with the Roos when they've got the ball in hand. Certainly seeing a lot of action on this left side with Simbican and Danny Watt, who looks to be playing more as a winger than as a centre as originally named. It's like John Olatu has gone to that right wing. So we see them work their way up to their 40-metre line. No easy meters for the Bulldogs at any point today. They've had a couple of weeks off with a couple of buys. They continue to come wide, this time through Warboys. Looks to get an offload away, he can't. Wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. Nick Cornish at dummy half, finds Mitch, turns it back on the inside to Dodson, who storms his way through a couple, still charging through. Another great run from Michael Dodson. Orbison onto Mitch Cornish. He puts another one high to the air. Vanilla Tonga under this one. Hasn't looked very sure under the high ball this afternoon, but he takes this one cleanly. And now Tonga hitting a great one-on-one shot. James Orbison. Surprise, surprise, it's him leading the kick chase. The referee looked like he was going to blow a penalty and then put his whistle away. Now the hard work to be done by the Roos. Great kick chase by the Bulldogs. Just turns the Roos on the back foot. So come back towards the inside. Another good shot. Warboys over the top. James Orbison involved once again. Now Josh Ayres bumps off a couple. Earns his team a couple extra metres. Inside the 40-metre line now on last tackle. Aldrich a dummy half. He goes to Trey Williams. Where's that big boot of his? This one not having a lot of distance on it. And Steve Cummins takes this ball just inside his own 40 and ends up outside of it off the kick returns. Not the best kick on that occasion from Trey Williams. As Taunga takes it up just ahead of halfway and gets an offload away. This is Chris Hart. No, it's Steve Cummins once again. Getting through a lot of work early on. Chris Hart, a dummy half. Just one off the ruck, back towards the centre field, inside the 40-metre zone now. It's the number 16 for the Bulldogs to play the ball. Nick Cornish goes straight through, though. He gets an offload away to Mitch Cornish, finds Cooper O'Connor to Dylan Roeder. He doesn't choose to pass, he goes himself. Dylan Roeder, look at the strength from Dylan Roeder. Can he go all the way? He can! Dylan Roeder with the try. He's just confirming with his touch judges. Yes, Dylan Roeder goes over. What a try that is. You thought for a moment he might have blown the opportunity by not passing to his winger. Just too big, too strong, that close to the line. Had plenty of work to do to Dylan Roeder. And he gives the Bulldogs their first lead of the afternoon. 10 points to 6. And again, off the back of some good early field position for the Bulldogs. The kick from Trey Williams, not finding any sort of depth, and the Bulldogs were able to start their set of 6 inside, just outside their own 40. And from that, a couple of offloads, a nice run from Nick Cornish. And Dylan Rodder did the rest. Great team try from the Bulldogs. 10 points to 6 with a kick to come, 3 minutes out from half time. Chris Hart lining this one up from his preferred side. He's already kicked 46 goals this season as the leading point scorer in the league. 2 tries to add to that. Got a meticulous kicking technique, Chris Hart. And that's how you put the mocker on him. He's missed his first one for the afternoon, Chris Hart. So scoreline remains 10 points to 6 in favour of the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs. Just 2 minutes to play in this first half. And Trey Williams gets us back underway. Yeah, not the deepest of kickoffs. Taken on the full there by Mitch Cornish. And goes to Adam Anthony, who's on the field for the Bulldogs. Oh, and slipping in the tackle. It's a little bit unfortunate. He might have copped one a little bit high. Certainly nothing intentional on Cooper O'Connor, as Taunga Unga earns his side a penalty. This time the Roos offside, and this is danger time, just a minute before half time, and you can see a little bit of urgency from Mitch Cornish. Let's see how many metres he can chew up off this touch finder. He's able to get them just beyond halfway, so we'll have an attacking opportunity here to see out this first half. If they can get it away quickly. This is Anthony once again. Takes it well inside the opposition 40. 30 seconds to play in this half. Slow play the ball. Orbison out to Nick Cornish. Comes out the back to Mitch. Mitch with the kick over the top. Are the Roos wary to it? They are. And they ground it in the in goal, so we'll have a line drop out, but I don't think we'll get to that. Just 12 seconds to play. I think that'll see out the first half of football. There's certainly no rush from either side to get in position for this as we await the halftime siren. You can hear it in the background. The referee says that'll do us for the first 40 minutes. And we'll be back here on Bar TV in just a few moments' time for the second half of football. As the players make their way back out on the field for this second half, this Bloomers Lawyers round 10 clash between the Queanbeyan Kangaroos and the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs. 10 points to 6 after the first half. It's an interesting half of football. A lot of the possession probably more in favour of the Roos in terms of attacking opportunities, particularly in that first 20-30 minute period, but definitely towards the last 10 we saw the possession count even up a little bit and the Bulldogs having a little bit more ball inside the opposition 20. The first try scorer was Josh Ayres for the Queanbeyan Kangaroos off a nice inside pass from Trey Williams. The second try from Izzy Titter off a lovely short ball from Mitch Cornish, and the final try was just a barnstorming effort from the centre for the Bulldogs, Dylan Rota. Managed to shrug off a number of Queanbeyan Roos defenders and storm his way to the line. And that gives us our current scoreline of 10 points to 6. We see this all-important second half, particularly for the Queanbeyan Roos, looking to stay in touch with the top 4 of this Canberra Raiders Cup for Bloomers Lawyers. So referee calls time on for this second half of football. Taken on the full by Trey Williams. Turns it back on the inside. So they work their way out. It's a good kick return as well. Outside the 20 already on the first tackle. A good kick return. Now Aldrich goes himself. Earns his team a couple extra metres just outside the 40. From dummy half, Trey Williams goes to Lockie Ingram, out to Nagiri. Beyond the 40-metre zone, taken in a two-man tackle. Good quick play the ball, Ingram. Turns it back on the inside to Simeone Latu now. On the halfway. Lockie Ingram with his first kick of the second half. Finds space, but it's a friendly bounce for Cooper O'Connor. He's back in the side this week. There's no Hayden Hodge at the back for the Bulldogs. They'll start their set just outside their 20-metre zone. Steve Cummins with the second hit up. They get through a lot of work the outside backs for the Bulldogs. This is Lab Taunga with another run outside the 40-metre zone. Just the one marker. That's Marshall in a dummy half who looks to be on the field now. Angus Marshall for the Bulldogs. They work themselves into opposition territory now. They should be able to get an attacking kick away. Cornish cuts out. His second rower goes to Chris Hart. This is last tackle now. Marshall goes to Cornish. He puts this one in the air. Who's under it? It's a good take in the end. And they gets on the outside. He picks up an extra couple metres here. Steps back on the inside now. Some space in front of him. He's got support on his inside if he uses him. He dummies and goes himself. Oh, you just wonder if the option there was to go back on the inside. He earns his team a penalty. Question mark here over potential professional foul. It's Kane Pagura with the run. I do apologise. We're calling the number 3 as Danny Watt in the first half. It is Kane Pagura. You see touch finder just 25 metres out from the Bulldogs try line. Golden opportunity to start this second half well and get back on level terms for the Roos. Simbican with the tap restart. Josh Ayres once again. We've said it a couple times already. Lockie Ingram with the hit up. It looks like a set play off these tap restarts for the Roos. Not looking to waste any plays. Now this is the 14 in Jake Kiley. Inside the 20, Aldrich. Trey Williams. Out to Josh Ayres once again. He breaks through a couple, Josh Ayres. Looking for the try line. Can he get the ball down? Referee says it's okay. Josh Ayres with his second try of the afternoon for the Roos. He levels the scores at 10-all, and it's another strong effort from the second rower for the Queanbeyan Roos. Josh Ayres in for his second, and we're at 10-all with 3 minutes gone in this second half. Trey Williams feeding the Queanbeyan second rower. And once again, he just manages to get on the outside of his opposing number and force his way over. He had plenty of work to do there, Josh Ayres. He gets his side level with another strong effort close to the line. It's always something when Josh Ayres has the ball in hand. Makes things happen around him. So we're only 3 minutes into this second half. He scored the opener in the first half. He scores the opener in this second. I don't think that's the last time we'll see Trey Williams looked to hit Josh Ayres once again on that left-hand side. Lockie Ingram with an opportunity to send his team in front once again. Relatively easy kick for Lockie Ingram. He moves in, strikes this one easy, and they take the lead, the Queanbeyan Roos. So they go out to a 12-10 lead over the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs with 4 minutes played in this second half. Back underway by the Bulldogs. It's a nice deep kick. Taken on the full there by Trey Williams before he gives it off. Against another slow play, the ball. Gets Jake Kiley, who took the ball off the kick-off it was. Yeah, Troy Wiley with the play the ball. He's back on the field. Now they try to bump their way a bit further upfield. Simeone Latu. Now out the back, early kick here from Trey Williams from inside the 40. Cooper O'Connor has it covered. Not a lot of depth on the kick. He goes down the blind side, Cooper O'Connor. Careful to stay on the infield of the play. Tyler Cornish onto Taunga Unga. 5 metres short of the halfway line. Marshall gives it off. So they work their way further centre field. Marshall again out of dummy half. He finds Mitch Atkinson. Continue down that right-hand side until they come further centre now through Cornish. Onto brother Mitch. Now Cooper O'Connor. Shaped to kick, then chose to run. And Chris Hart on his outside chose not to use him. We'll continue down this blind side. Mitch Cornish, a little dab over the top once again. And it comes up trumps for Steve Cummins. Can he get the ball down, Steve Cummins? I think he's good to go here, Steve Cummins. Tremendous bit of play between himself and Mitch Cornish. A beautiful little chip over the top from Mitch Cornish. Collected there by Steve Cummins, who scores his 9th try for the season. The Bulldogs back in front in this one. It was something out of nothing there by the Bulldogs. A little kick into no man's land. And as we mentioned earlier in the half-time review, they're certainly targeting this right edge of the Kangaroos. And on this occasion, the ball lands in no man's land, and Steve Cummins is the quickest to react. He had a friendly bounce. All he had to do was get the ball down. And they're rewarded for a good attacking set, the Bulldogs. See Chris Hart look to extend this lead, probably his toughest kick of the afternoon. Not the preferred side for a left-footed kicker. So wait to see him line this one up. He pushes this one to the right-hand side, so the scoreline will remain 14 points to 12 in favour of the Goulburn Worker Bulldogs over the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. Just 7 minutes played in this second half. Already had the 2 tries. The first to Josh Ayres, the second now to Steve Cummins. Talk about the attacking arsenal of this Goulburn side. 40 points on average per game this season. It's remarkable. Add that to the fact that they're also the best defensive side in the league. There's a lot to like about this lineup this season. Still plenty to do in this game. So they work their way outside their own 20-metre zone. And Marshall out of dummy half, goes to Dodson. Bit of early spread now. He cuts back on the inside, does Chris Hart. He's not held as of yet. He steals an extra couple of metres. Might have been stripped out, that ball. The referee says he's waiting for a call. In fact, he's just going to say, knock on. That one you might have to put down to ball security. The referee and the touch judge confer and come to the same agreement. That ball needed to be held onto, and after points, not the play that Adam Kyle and his coaching staff would have been looking for. The Roos with an early opportunity to hit back. Scrum feed just on halfway. They feed the scrum. Bit of a shocker of a scrum that was, in terms of setup. But I guess the result's the same. Whanua Tonga off the scrum feed. We continue down this left-hand side. Trey Williams turns it back on the inside to Jeremiah Simbikin. There's no quick play the ball on this occasion. The Bulldogs calling for a knock on, and they get the call from the referee. I didn't see it myself, but Bulldogs pretty adamant that that ball was lost, and the referee agrees. An early let-off for the Bulldogs. And they'll feed this scrum 35 metres out from their goal line. This scrum much better formed. As we see a push from the scrum. You don't normally see it as Marshall goes down the blind side. He's got to be careful not to go out in the field of play. He does. And that's the risk you take with that run down the blind side. And unfortunately for Angus Marshall, it's his first game of the year and maybe not the right decision on that occasion. It's high risk, high reward. We've had a couple of stoppages in play in the last, would only be 90 seconds. I think we've had 3 errors in about 90 seconds of play. Wait to see if the Roos can get through this set. Off the scrum, Lockie Ingram chooses to run. Might have been hit high here, he was. It's a number 16, the guilty culprit. It's Adam Anthony for the Bulldogs. No malice involved. Intended, beg your pardon. Lockie Ingram back to his feet. No harm done, he'll kick for touch. And it's another golden opportunity here for the Roos. Tap taken by Latu off to Ingram and now Nagiri. I feel like we haven't quite seen him at his attacking best this season, Nicarua Nagiri. Has got 5 tries for the season. He did form a lethal combination on this right edge in the 2018 season. See out a dummy half. He might go all the way here. Just a metre short. Here's James Aldrich. May have penalty there. He's gone in at the legs. Might have been a cannonball on James Aldrich. He's not happy about it either. Just wait and see what the Roos choose to do here. They're 2 points behind. Expect them to just tap and go. That's what they do. It's Jordan Bradley off the tap restart. Couple metres short of the goal line. Slow play the ball. Bit of wrestle over the top. Aldrich goes to the left-hand side of Trey Williams. He goes out the back, but the ball is put down. And the opportunity is lost for the Roos. Well, it looked clunky. The ball on the outside. Just a fraction behind him, and he puts the ball down. You feel they're right in this game, the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. Just a couple of errors creeping into their game. Just got to make sure they take these attacking opportunities that are presented to them. 10 metres out now from the scrum. Taunga with the first run. Angus Marshall in a dummy half. Comes to this left-hand side through Michael Dodson. Dogs are going to need a little bit more work out of him yet in this second half. Continue on, just simple play. It's not the first time we're seeing the Bulldogs forwards monstered in attack. There's Mitchell Atkinson with that hit up. Choose to go a little bit further wider now. This is Warboys. Doing plenty to slow down the ruck, Queanbeyan, and doing it very effectively. Mitch Cornish now. Back out to Mitchell Atkinson with his second hit up in this set. Last tackle, they haven't gone very far. Just a 30 metres gain in this set of 6. Goes to Mitchell Cornish, who puts a beautiful spiral bomb up into the air, but it's taken cleanly in the end by Brian Cronin, who comes back at full pace, beats a couple, gets it back to the 40 metre zone. Good kick chase by Brian Cronin. Now for Whanua Tonga. That's what we expect of him. That's much better from Whanua Tonga. He gets his team back up to the halfway line. Just simple stuff from the Roos. Simbikin now. Let's see how quick he can get to play the ball He's fighting. Again, he just gets play the ball away with just the one marker. James Aldrich sees it. Doesn't steal a whole lot of metres as a result. They are still in an attacking position here, the Kangaroos. Trey Williams onto Lockie Ingram. He kicks early in the tackle count. Does he find some space? He does. Expecting this ball to pull up in the in goal. He does so. Cooper O'Connor does a great job to get back into the field of play and steal an extra couple of metres. Now Chris Hart with the first hit up from that chase. He does well to pick up another 10 or 12. Marshall sees an opportunity, runs himself. This is what they need, the Bulldogs. Just some simple football up through the middle. Chris Hart, this second hit up. Not as much doing on that occasion. Marshall, out to Matt Martin, who's back on the field. Hit well and truly over the top. James Aldrich, great shot. Last tackle, Mitch Cornish inside his 40. Doesn't hit this one very cleanly. Gets a friendly bounce though, and Cronin has to knock this one back. The kick chase is good from the Bulldogs, and given the kick from inside their 40, they've done okay off the back of it. They're much quicker moving off the defensive line, the Bulldogs. They've got to start muscling up in defence a little bit more. Metres coming a little too easy for the Roos, and that's exactly what you want to see. Chris Hart with a great one-on-one tackle. He forces the error. There's no advantage on this occasion for the Bulldogs, so they'll get the scrum feed. There's tremendous work from Chris Hart to earn his team back the ball. Referee deems it to not be a one-on-one strip, just a poor loose carry from the Kangaroos. As I mentioned, the error count starting to creep up a little bit for both teams over the last 10 minutes or so, in particular for the Kangaroos. You see a blood bin to Mitchell Atkinson. Just go and get that patched up. Just wondering if we've seen any of Bailey Hitchcock as of yet for the Kangaroos. Don't remember calling his name as of yet. Aaron Gorrell keeping him handy on the bench. Cornish runs himself. They don't fall for it though. He plays the ball onto Marshall. Marshall goes to Tyson Greenwood, who's on the field now. So both starting props look to be back on the field for the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs. In Tyson Greenwood and Matt Martin. Now at the back goes to Mitch Cornish, onto O'Connor. And Taonga not quite as flat as what I think Matt Warboys wanted him to be. The opportunity went begging. Might have had the overlap on that occasion. Yeah, this is Brebner. Taking just a few metres short of the goal line now. Opportunity Bulldogs. Marshall onto Nick Cornish. Nick Cornish steps on the inside. He's so dangerous with the ball in hand. On this occasion, they're able to deal with him. Last tackle. Which way will they go? They come to this left-hand side through Mitch Cornish. Mitch goes through the hands. Cut-out pass on to Steve Cummins. They've got him, though. Fanua Tonga's got him. We'll have a handover 10 metres out from the goal line, but they numbered up on that occasion. You thought maybe, just maybe, Mitch Cornish would just dab that kick into the in goal. Chose to run, but the Roos up in the line. They nullify it well. So on second tackle for Nuatonga. Not a lot of meterage on offer so far. And it's another slow play the ball. And he earns his team a penalty though. That's exactly what they needed. I think it's Jonah Latu in the 10 jersey for the Roos. It's the same player I'm thinking of. I think he played on the wing for them last week against the Bushrangers. Just pardon me if I'm wrong, some of the names and the jerseys don't quite match up this afternoon, which happens from time to time. See this kick for touch, just short of the halfway line. There's still plenty of time in this half. 23 minutes of football still to go in this game of rugby league. See them head further centre field. I think that might be. Just wait and see. I think it's Turnbull. Oh, it's number 8, Jordan Bradley, beg your pardon. Ingram. So good turn, good ball back on the inside, but again, just one pass too many The play might have been on, but the pass is just... I think on that occasion it was Jake Kiley that put the ball down. Pass a little bit behind him. It's a flick pass, no look pass. And in the end, a no result pass. Unfortunately for the Roos, it's another error. I think their completion rate from the last 5 sets is something along the lines of 1 from 5. They need to hold on to this ball if they're going to win this football game. See, Izzy Titter off the scrum feed. Just short of the 40-metre zone. Marshall onto Brebner. Interested to see whether we see any more of James Orbison this afternoon. As we mentioned, he's an important pass, important piece to this attacking lineup that Goulburn possess. We see them work their way inside the opposition half through Adam Anthony. It goes to the right-hand side from Nick Cornish to Mitch. Now Cooper O'Connor, he cuts back on the inside. Again, nothing doing. Numbering up well the Queanbeyan Roos, and the sliding defence has been a lot better today than it was last week. Nick Cornish goes for another run. Again, he beats another tackle. The player's not happy about it. We've got a penalty here. Just wait and see. This one might be for a crusher. Certainly not happy about it, Nick Cornish. So the penalty goes the way of the Bulldogs after a good defensive set once again from the Roos. And you give this Bulldogs side too many attacking opportunities, they will start to take them. It's a dangerous period of play now. Now Marshall from the tap. Goes to Brebner. Just takes this one into the line. So the attacking line sets itself. So Marshall awaits a dummy half. He comes to this left-hand side through Nick Cornish. Nick Cornish dummies, goes himself. Might have to give himself up on this occasion. I don't think he did it officially. Might have hit a bit heavy over the top for his troubles. He's slow to his feet. Yeah, Marshall on to Nick Cornish, goes to Atkinson. He looked like a sniper got him in the crowd. He fell without anyone anywhere really near him. Nick Cornish now puts a little grubber kick through. Where's the support coming through? It looks like it's been taken there by the Roos. And now we've got a penalty, this time for back chat from Mitch Cornish. That's not a penalty you want to be giving away. Not when the opposition are trying to get the ball out of their own 5 metres area. And Mitch Cornish, a bit of something to say to the referee. You see Matt Warboys have a chat as well to the referee about a couple decisions that may or may not have been given. I think they weren't particularly happy with some of the treatment that Nick Cornish got on the ground, as this one may not find touch. It might be a brilliant piece of work from Cooper O'Connor. The touch judge has his flag up. Oh, it was almost a great piece of athleticism by the Bulldogs fullback to keep that ball in play. As we see the tap taken quickly. Simbikin off the tap restart, takes it within the opposition half. Another quick play, the ball away. On to Lockie Ingram, turns it back on the inside for Latu. Another opportunity for the Roos to go in front, but the ball's been lost by Latu. And it's another opportunity gone. Oh, you can change that stat from 1 to 5, from 1 to 6 in the last 15 minutes. It hasn't been a good half completion-wise for the Roos, which has been disappointing because they've had the ball in good position for a lot of that possession. This time, Jonah Latu with the error. With 18 minutes to play, their opportunities become slimmer and slimmer. The scrum feed now for the Bulldogs. That's Chris Hart that'll play the ball just inside his 40. Marshall takes a dart out of dummy half. He gains about 8 metres himself. Mitch Cornish turns it to the right-hand side. A good strong run from Brebner. He's been good in the 13 jersey this afternoon. Came into the starting lineup for Michael Dodson, who I think is just as effective off the bench as he is in the starting lineup. Now Marshall onto Cornish. Goes to Warboys. He's hitting a good strong tackle. Josh Ayres once again involved, and just wait and see. Got a player down in back play. It's the number 10, I believe, for the Kangaroos, and that's Jonah Latu. Not particularly sure what happened. Might have been from the tackle previously. We saw it was a heavy shot by Josh Ayres. And Latu might have been involved in making the tackle and come off second best. And the good news is the trainers are with him. So wait to see what happens with Latu. 14 points to 12 with 18 minutes to go. Scrappy half of football from the Roos. They're certainly not out of it with, as we mentioned, 18 to play and just 2 points behind. Heard Lockie Ingram earlier in the week on the Canberra Raiders Rugby League podcast, the Canberra Region Rugby League podcast, beg your pardon. Did mention that the Roos have been guilty of not being able to put together long stints of football so far this season, and I think Lockie's been proven right once again today. Looked very good in the first half, certainly in patches, but so far in the last 20 minutes in particular, despite the first try to Josh Ayres, been pretty disappointing with the ball in hand. Can't give this Goulburn side too many more opportunities, particularly in attack. We're back underway. Marshall comes to Nick Cornish, on to brother Mitch, who dabs this one over. There's no one at home for the Roos, so it's a good kick chase from the Bulldogs, and as a result, the Roos will have to play this ball just a metre out from their goal line. Great little play from Mitch Cornish, and now all the pressure on the Roos to get out of their own 10-metre zone. 2 tackles gone already, that was Tonga, and these are tough metres, very tough metres. 3 tackles gone, still inside their 10. The Bulldogs' defensive line certainly doing their job and rushing up. That's a good run from Queanbeyan. Again, the Bulldogs calling for a knock on. He played that ball off the mark as well. Might have got away with one there, Jeremiah Queanbeyan. It's an important run for the Roos. You see on last tackle from Trey Williams, it's another big kick from him. This is inside the 40. If it took just needed to take a more friendly bounce for him, and it would have been one of the biggest 40-20s we've seen of the season. And now we see a penalty for, what have we got? An elbow in the ruck. Well, you do all that hard work from a Roos perspective. Tough set of 6 inside your half. Fantastic kick from Trey Williams. Great kick chase. And then you spoil it with that. Don't think Aaron Gorrell will be too particularly happy at this present moment. More good field position for the Bulldogs. So they're inside the opposition half now. This is Brebner. Just short of the 40. Slow play the ball. Referee says it's okay. Marshall to the left-hand side through Cornish. Once again to Mitch. Now short ball to Greenwood. Flat ball, forward in fact. We've got another error. The touch judge calling that one. Scrappy half of football so far. Still 17 minutes to play, and this game is pretty much there for whichever team can hold on to the ball. Mitch Cornish deciding to hit the front man on that occasion in Tyson Greenwood. Might have just overrun it slightly. We've seen Nick Cornish and Mitch Cornish combine a number of times this afternoon. Mostly the ball's gone out the back. The Roos now, they start this set 40 metres out from their own line. Another goal, another real opportunity for them to work their way into opposition territory and put an attacking kick in. It's been a while since they've been down that end. Now Josh Ayres on that left edge. What a fantastic game he's had so far. Lockie Ingram turns it back on the inside. And we see the ball come loose again. This time the ball stripped. Referee calling the Bulldogs out on that one. Jordan Bradley earns his team a penalty. As we see Bailey Hitchcock on the field now. Number 17 for the Queanbeyan Roos. Puts him with the ball in hand. He goes to Josh Ayres once again. Looking for his hat-trick, Josh Ayres. Can he get it? Real opportunity for the Roos to get back into this game now. Ball played just outside the 10. Turned back on the inside for Troy Wiley. And once again, a quick play of the ball. Hitchcock, Williams, Ingram. Out to the fullback in Cronin. Chooses to run. Gets through a couple. Looks to get up and go again. Can't. Taken in a two-man tackle. Can't get a quick play of the ball away. Ingram goes down the blind side. Lockie Ingram goes himself. He's pulled up a metre short of the try line. This is Hitchcock again in a dummy half. Goes to the left-hand side. Just to run to the prop forward. Latu. Last tackle now for the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. What's coming? Hitchcock goes short. Hits the lock. The lock goes over to score. That's Troy Wiley that scored the try for the Kangaroos. And the Kangaroos hit the lead once again. 16 points to 14. Good vision there by Bailey Hitchcock. And you thought for all money the ball would probably go out the back to one of the halves. He hits Troy Wiley. And Wiley with a bit of strength to go over and score. It's the first opportunity that the Roos have had in quite some time down this end. A little bit worrying for the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs how easy it was for them to breach the line in the end. And Troy Wiley gets his first try for the season. So he's off the nudie run. Just 12 minutes to play. A relatively easy kick here for Lockie Ingram. You'd expect him to pop this one over. Three tries apiece at the moment, just goal kicking the difference in this game. Lockie Ingram having kicked 2 from 2 already. Chris Hart just the 1 goal from 3 attempts, given he's had some tough assignments. Lockie Ingram moves in, plots this one over and extends his team's lead out to 4 points. So 18-14 the score here at Sears Workwear Oval with just 11 minutes to play. And this is still anybody's game. See Lockie Ingram just go down on halfway for a few running repairs. Bulldogs ready to go. It's funny what happens when you start holding onto the ball. You get a few more opportunities. See Lockie Ingram just changing his shirt. Maybe a bit of blood. And now we're back underway. A couple of players offside from the kickoff there. You don't see it often called. And Trey Williams off the kickoff. You don't often see your 5'8" taking the first hit up off the kickoff. Continue down that left-hand side. Yeah, back towards the centre. Once again through the try scorer in Troy Wiley. Gets an offload away. He's been very good. And now we see a penalty and time called off. This one for going past a horizontal once again. And now, well, that's a cheap shot. And we'll see a few punches thrown maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. I think we might see a couple players who might have played their last part in this game. Which is disappointing because we're certainly shaping up for an exciting finish. And it's unnecessary. Just wait and see what the referee decides. Can be a bit of a momentum killer as well. The Kangaroos just starting to chew up a couple extra metres through the middle of the ruck. They will still have the penalty as a result of all this. So they will go on the attack once again. Just waiting on the final decisions from the referees as they confer, and it's a big decision in the context of the game. I think having either side down to 12 for this last 10 minutes is going to be a big call. Just wait and see. And the referee has sent him off. do believe that's Jonah Latu in 10, who's been sent off. We'll just wait and see if there's any other implications here for the Bulldogs. Well, that's interesting. Well, it's also unusual. How often do you see a penalty go the way of the side that has a player sent off? So the Roos will have to do this with 12 men for the remaining 11 minutes of this game. That's a big call, a very big call in the context of the game. Yeah, it's all about possession now for the Roos and just having as much of it as they can in this last 10. Opportunity now to just extend their lead out. You see Josh Ayres take this first one into the line. It's another strong run from him. Picks up 12 metres for his side. They continue to work it inside the 20 now. Inside the 10. Good strong run. Good leg drive. Slow play the ball. They come to this left-hand side. Williams onto Josh Ayres, looking for his third. Gets an offload away out the back to Williams. Good cutout pass. Pagura for the corner. Has he gone over? Kane Pagura. The touchy's got his flag up. Well, you thought for a second he might have sealed the game for the Kangaroos. His foot looks to have gone into touch as he dove for the line, Kane Pagura. It's a nice ball from Trey Williams and good second phase football from the Kangaroos. Comes undone at the last stage. Well, the scrum feed 10 metres out for the Bulldogs, and boy, they let off the hook on that occasion. Now the Roos with it all to do with 12 men. 9 to play. This is where you'll want to be keeping them. Gotta be careful there. Bit of a leg pull from one of the Roos defenders. Yeah, Greenwood. Run straight into the line. Good strong leg drive from him as well. It's been very good for them all season, Tyson Greenwood. Now they continue down this right side through Brebner. Look at the defence from the Roos though. 4 of them involved as they take him towards the sideline. And that's Warboys on that side. Cornish out to Martin. Probably wasn't expecting it. Caught a bit flat-footed, and as a result, they get him on his back. Marshall onto Mitch Cornish. Shape to kick. Continues out wide through Chris Hart. Chris Hart runs at Lockie Ingram. Gets a quick play of the ball away. They continue down this blind side. The ball's touched the opposition, and that's unfortunate. Really is unfortunate. We've seen it. We saw it a lot in the NRL last year with the dummy half throwing the ball into opposition players as they came back through the ruck. I think on that occasion, the Roos player knew what he was doing. It's a silly penalty to give away. Only 4 points in front. 8 minutes to go with 12 men. Now Chris Hart takes it into the line, the centre. 8 minutes to go. What have the Bulldogs got? Marshall from dummy half. He goes to Dodson. The effervescent 25 for the Bulldogs. Marshall continues down this right side. Nick Cornish. Mitch Cornish goes short to Warboys. Taken in a great one-on-one shot there by Simbican. Out of dummy half now. They go down this blind side. They're held up just a metre short though. Now out of dummy half. They come out wide. Cornish to Nick. No options outside of him, so he chooses to run. Might have been taken a little bit late. He's a little bit groggy to get to his feet once again. Marshall onto Mitch Cornish. He puts this one to the air. Looking for Steve Cummins. Cummins, he might have lost this ball forward. We'll wait to see what the referee says. He says knock on. In fact, we're just waiting to see what's happened. We've got a line dropout, so he's changed his mind. I think he's got a call from his touch judge here. But the first knock on goes against the Queanbeyan Roos. Not so sure on that one. That's one for the replay later for sure. 8 minutes to play. There's a certain chill starts to set in here at Sears Workwear Oval. 18-14 in favour of the Roos. Now a man down following the send-off of Jonah Latu. So the line drop out from underneath their posts. 6 minutes to play. Yeah, it's not the biggest of dropouts. It's taken on the full there by Taunga, who charges back into the defensive line and is picked up and driven back. Again, it's been a highlight of their game today, the Queanbeyan Roos. Nick Cornish, and the ball goes down by Brebner. It broke down for the Bulldogs. And maybe a little bit of justice from the football gods there following the line dropout decision. Now the Roos, 6 minutes to go. They need to see this game out. It's a slow play, the ball. Matt Martin over the top. It continues on to Whenua Tonga, who's hitting a good shot now. 2 over the top. Brebner involved, as was Matt Martin once again. Continue down this left edge through Josh Ayres. I think he's been one of their best for the day. Now out of dummy half. That's Hitchcock. Bailey Hitchcock with the run. Takes it inside the opposition half. Nothing overly flash from the Kangaroos. Nagiri. Can they continue out to this edge? Whenua Tonga. This is what you want to see from him. Get him one-on-one. Whenua Tonga. He stays in the field of play. He's done well. Picks his team up an extra couple of metres and stays in the field of play. And they continue back infield. This is Trey Williams. Out to Troy Wiley. Looking for an offload. Still play on here. They don't take him to ground. Now they do. Now last tackle. What's the call here? Kick goes up it's put down there by Pagora. It was an opportunity to finish the play. Just see, we've got the number 19 on for the Kangaroos. I'm pretty sure it's Lockie Ingram, and I think he had a jersey change earlier. Just a few minutes to play now, 5 minutes in fact. They're starting to run out of time, the Bulldogs. They've got to find something special. Matt Martin takes it into the line, just short of his 40-metre zone. Marshall, on to Dodson. Dodson, he knows only one way, and that's forward. He gets them back up to the halfway. They need a quick play of the ball. They don't get it. Marshall, on to Mitch Cornish. Mitch Cornish cuts out a few, goes to Chris Hart. Maybe an overlap here. Here's Steve Cummins. Cummins kicks for himself. Has he got the speed? Cummins! It's gone dead. Dead in goal. We heard the Goulburn fans go up. But the ball just a fraction too deep with the kick from Steve Cummins. Would have been a miraculous play from the winger on this left-hand side. He's already scored one for the afternoon. He thought for a second there he had his second and potentially even the match winner. Just 4 minutes to play. Bulldogs utilising their one-man overlap. Fortunately for them, it comes to nothing. So 3 minutes to go in this half. 3 minutes to go in this game. The Roos winding down the clock. It's a good shot over the top by Matt Martin. And again, the Roos not particularly happy about that tackle on Nukarua Nagiri. Hitchcock out of dummy half. Again, nothing flash. And again, the Roos appealing for a penalty. Not forthcoming with this referee. Continue down this left-hand side through Troy Wiley. So we enter into the last, I think we're almost 2 minutes to go in this half. Ingram continues down this right edge through Nagiri. Surely be looking for the touchline at the end of this set. Aldrich goes for a run. Just inside the opposition 40. Now on to Ingram. Ingram with a grubber kick, looking for the touchline. He doesn't find it though. It goes to Steve Cummins. He got a very friendly bounce. Wasn't the greatest kick from Matt Ingram, but not the worst results. They look to go wide, a pass above to Unga's head. That didn't do him any favours. He can't get an offload away. Inside the final 2 minutes now. It's all or nothing for the Bulldogs. What have they got? Mitch Cornish goes out to Chris Hart. Great one-on-one tackle. Needed to be made. Once again from dummy half, Cornish. Out to Steve Cummins. Up to the halfway line. Just a couple tackles left in this set though. You think they'll get one more shot at it after this set. Now Matt Martin, just simple run into the line. It's not a bad one. Last tackle here, and the referee calls time off. We'll just wait and see what's going on. Just a bit of a scuffle between the two. And as a Roos player, you just want to be getting away from that altogether. It's Aldrich that's down with a trainer at the moment. As a Roos player, Don't want to be doing anything silly at the moment to be giving the Bulldogs another set of 6. Last tackle here. Mitch Cornish, he goes to the air. How's the defence? How's the chase looking? It's not the best kick from Cornish. The ball's allowed to bounce. Eventually touched on by the Bulldogs. I'm just waiting to see what the result is. It looks like it'll be a play the ball for the Roos. And that may be all she wrote for the Bulldogs. Unless the Roos do something incredibly stupid here. I think they can be pretty self-assured that this one may well be in the bag. And what an upset win it would be for them as well. Josh Ayres with that hit up. He picks up just a couple extra metres for his statistic count. He's been, I think in my opinion, the best player on the field today. Been very, very strong, and now a penalty. And it's on for all money. Got another scuffle between the two sides, and to be honest, it's been brewing for some time. It's nothing out of the expected. Yeah, it's a disappointing way to end this game of football. Hasn't been the cleanest of football games. Kept more entertaining, I think, due to the margin between the two sides. But I think the Roos will, they'll be very, very pleased with how this game has gone. Yeah, we'll just wait and see. I think the referee will just call full time on this. He did call a penalty. They do have to see this play out. Assume we just see a tap restart and a kick out in the full. And that should wrap us up here at Sears Workwear. Just wait and see what the referees decide. It's a bit much ado about nothing. Just calling the penalty. As we said, Lockie Ingram puts it into touch. And the Queanbeyan Kangaroos have won here at Sears Workwear Oval against the second place Goulburn Workers Bulldogs, 18 points to 14. Bit of an upset here at Sears Workwear Oval. The tries scorers for the day. Josh Ayres had a double. Izzy Tidos scored one for the Bulldogs. Dylan Rodder scored. Steve Cummins scored one as well. And Troy Wiley with the match winner in the end for the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. So 18-14, the full-time score. Please stay tuned during the week for the Actu AGL Man of the Match. On behalf of myself, Sonny Singh, and everyone at Bar TV, thank you for joining us this afternoon. And please join us next Saturday out at Seaford Oval for the West Belconnen Warriors and the Queanbeyan Blues. Thank you and have a very good afternoon.